Hey everyone! Today we're diving into something that could be a real game changer for your English speaking skills. It's a super simple but powerful method called the 15-30-15 method. And honestly, it might just be the fix you've been searching for.
So does this sound like you? You're busy, right? You're tired. And the thought of carving out hours every day to study English? Yeah, it feels impossible. But here's the thing. You probably don't need more time. You just need a smarter way to use the time you've already got.
So why do so many of us get stuck? Well, it usually comes down to a few common traps. Think of them as these little mental roadblocks that just stop us in our tracks and keep us from moving forward.
And what's so interesting is how all these things feed into each other, you know? It's like this vicious cycle. You're afraid of making mistakes, so you tell yourself, I'll wait until my English is perfect. Then you think you need these huge, long study sessions to get perfect. But that just leads to feeling totally overwhelmed by all the information out there. And the result? You do nothing. It's a cycle of just silence. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The real problem isn't making a mistake. The real problem is just staying silent. Because every time you decide not to speak, that fear gets a little bit bigger. But every single time you do speak, even if it's not perfect, you're actually building your confidence little by little. Okay, so how do we break that cycle? How do we stop being silent? Well, the answer is a simple system. And this isn't about cramming, a million new vocabulary words into your head. It's about having a structure that's consistent, that's easy to stick with, and that's designed to build real, actual confidence that lasts. And here's the beauty of it. The whole method is built around just 1 hour a day. That's it. Not 3 hours, not some crazy complicated schedule. It's just 3 small, manageable chunks of time that you can fit into pretty much any day. And the secret ingredient here? It's not intensity, it's consistency. It's all about just showing up day after day.
So, what does that actually look like? Well, your day gets a new rhythm. It's split into 3 simple parts. You've got a morning session to get your brain in the right gear, a chunk in the middle of the day for actually using the language, and then a little reflection at night to make it all stick. It's a really simple but powerful rhythm to get into. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What do you actually do in each of these little time blocks? Let's break down the plan. Okay, check this out. In the morning, just 15 minutes, when your brain is fresh, you focus on input. Learn a few new words, read a couple of sentences out loud. Easy. Then at lunchtime for 30 minutes, it's go time. This is what I like to call the courage block. You've got to actively use the language. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Describe your day. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. And then at night, another 15 minutes to reflect. You write down what you learned, maybe review a mistake you made. This is so important for locking that information into your long-term memory. See? Every single block has a job to do. Now look, this whole method, it's not magic, right? Its power doesn't come from one amazing study session. Nope. It comes from the small, consistent effort you put in every single day. That cumulative effect, that's the real secret sauce here. And what this system really does is it completely flips your mindset. You go from chasing perfection to just building progress. Instead of waiting forever to feel ready, you just start speaking, even if it's imperfect. Instead of being terrified of mistakes, you start seeing them as learning opportunities. You stop feeling so overwhelmed because you're just taking these tiny daily steps, using those little pockets of time you already have. I absolutely love this next idea. It just captures the whole thing so well. Language learning isn't some race you can just sprint through to the finish line. It's much more like building a relationship. You have to build it slowly, with patience, one day at a time. So what does this journey actually look like in real life? I mean, if you really stick with this, that transformation from being quiet and scared to actually speaking with some confidence, it isn't just a possibility. It's pretty much a guarantee. At first, progress might feel kinda slow, but it builds on itself. After just 1 week, you'll start noticing little things like recognizing new words more easily. Then, after a couple of weeks, you'll find yourself making simple sentences without all that overthinking. But the big one, after about a month, that fear, it really starts to go away. And fast forward to 6 months, you're not just practicing anymore, you're actually communicating, naturally and with confidence. Seriously, just stop for a second and imagine this. Imagine yourself 30 days from today. You're not going to be perfect, and who cares, right? That's totally okay, but you're not silent anymore. You're not afraid, you're trying, you're responding, you're staying in the game. That one shift from silence to actually speaking, that's the whole turning point. That's everything. And this is something you've really got to let sink in.
Fear doesn't just disappear before you act, it goes away while you're acting. Confidence isn't something you just wait for to show up one day. It's something you build brick by brick in those moments when you feel uncomfortable. Every single time you open your mouth to speak, you're literally stealing power away from your fear. The action, that's the cure. So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your fear only gets smaller when you speak. Fluency isn't built by cramming more words into your head. It's built by actually using the words you already know. So the real question here isn't whether you have enough time or if this is the perfect method. The only question that matters is, when are you going to start?